Alrighty, guys, and we have our first semifinals matchup of the evening. Refuse versus Slaughter Slugs is going to be our first semifinals. Again, got some point implementations going on here versus this matchup. Al Kwong, it just seems to be a staple ban. No one likes to deal with Al Kwong, man. He's just not fun to deal with.
Sitting up there, he's got, high amounts of damage. He can burst you down. And with the Execute, if you're planning on picking Khepri, then that Execute is something you want to get away from.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's something you want to get away from. And Odin, actually, a first ban. Kind of surprised to see that coming out of Slugs as a first ban. Looking at the point standings, I've got this available. I should have made a command for this, actually, thinking about it. Apologies about that, not having a current standings command. We will work on that at some point. But Slugs is sitting... They're actually sitting in the 6th spot with 20 current points. So this is a really big matchup for them. If they can beat Refuse, who is sitting at 60 points and in second place, again, guaranteeing themselves at least 30 points pretty much for second place, they'll easily be able to jump up into the top 4 and come into championship week. So Slugs really got to take this game seriously if they want contention to pretty much be in gem prizing contention for next week.
And now that they've pushed themselves into the semifinals, they're definitely going to be in a relatively good contention, as there's the Khepri. I mentioned it earlier. Al Kwong getting taken off, they just did not want to deal with the Execute to counter the Khepri ult.
I mean, Thanatos is still available. If who is going to be their jungler? Probably, Fatal is the ADC, Shadow is their mid. Wait, Panaturtle as well? Panaturtle, I don't know who's... Panaturtle might be the jungler, Formula might be their solo. I'm not sure exactly who's soloing there. And who's doing what. But again, whoever the jungle is might want to pick Thanatos instead. Obviously not nearly as good as, Al Kwong when it comes to those things, but still a very potent god to have when dealing with a save like Khepri.
And now we're going to be seeing Hu Yi and Isis hovered over and both locked in. Isis is probably one of the stronger mid lane mages just right now. Like, Spirit Ball still does a ton of damage, and Windgus, if you can connect all 4, is going to chunk people down.
Gore, you say that. That is one character that I will proudly admit. I'm not actually proud to admit, but I will admit I can't seem to win games on her. Like, when I play Isis in the mid lane, whether it's Conquest or anything, I can't seem to win games. I don't know. I need some Isis lessons, I guess, from somebody, because I'm not playing it right or something along those lines. I've casted enough games you think I know how to play Isis because I've seen it enough, but Zeus is going to be the counter possibly in the mid lane, and Steve Refuse is going to grab the Thanatos, and in a sense, that's taking it away from Slugs.
Yeah, just stop them from having it, and if that's the mentality, hey, we're going to ban one Execute, take the other Execute, there's nothing left for Slaughter Slugs to get, that Khepri ult is going to go off unless they have the, sense of mind to say, stop attacking them, let them, just tick away the time and try to pick up the kill after, but more often than not, that's usually a nice save for the Khepri ult.
No, I definitely like the strategy. Like you said, ban out one, pick the Khepri, get the other one. It's fine. But I also like Slug's response in grabbing their solo laner and Guan Yu, realizing that, hey, they've got this Khepri that can res somebody, to a 3rd HP. We need to be able to sustain in these fights, and we need to be able to siege. That's what we need to be able to do. So having Guan Yu, that heal, again, a good Guan Yu, like a top Guan Yu solo laner will heal in a 30-minute game for about 15,000. Like, it sounds like a lot, but a good Guan Yu will be in team fights just healing all day. And a lot of them are getting meditation now as well. Meditation on Guan is amazing because it goes through so much mana. So, I mean, it just more healing for the rest of the team. So on top of that, again, you'll see, if you see 15 to 20,000 in heals from Guan Yu, one, the other team didn't build correctly for anti-heals. And more than likely, I'm going to give the advantage to the team that has that Guan healing for 20k.
Yeah, and accompanying that, with Thanatos doing as much damage as he does, especially in the early game, having that Guan heal just kind of tick him up so he can stay alive longer, it's going to help him out, mainly because of the gank potential that the Thanatos is going to have. No matter who the solo laner for Refuse is here, Thanatos can easily take away a 1/3 of your health with one Death Scythe early on, so Guan Yu having that heal and the meditation, hopefully, will keep him alive, as now Fenrir are going to be hovered over and possibly locked in as the jungler for Slaughter Slugs.
It's a strong jungle pick. Fenrir is a very strong pick. There's nothing wrong with him. Brings a lot to the table. Ragnarok, especially versus a Zeus. I love explaining something and then they go, nah, that's cool. I really didn't want that god. And it's like, here's Thor. everything that Fenrir could do, Thor does better. Let's be realistic. Instead of bringing it to the target, he just ults from who knows where and stuns it. So, I mean, it's the same type of concept. So, Thor, again, going to get that semi-global presence. Will be locked in for Panda Turtle into the jungle rolling. I don't think Panda's actually jungling, but we will see soon enough. Apollo being hovered over. Don't get to see Apollo very much.
I want to say something about him, but I just have a feeling if I start hyping up the Apollo, they're just going to switch to some other ADC. So I might wait just a second to see it get plugged in. But I mean, Apollo going to be able to counter some of that global presence. So, you know, Thor coming in, having the semi-global ultimate, and Apollo now able to just kind of split push and then ride across the skies over to wherever the team fight's going. They might be looking kind of towards a use Thanatos to get the rest of the team to late game and then just kind of win.
Well, there's two types of Apollos. There's the annoying Apollo that split pushes all game and then just ults out and like builds Crusher, Titans, and all that. And then there's the annoying Apollo that builds triple crit and ults on top of you and then just two-shots you. So there's two types of Apollos. It really depends on which annoying Apollo Refuse is going to play with, and either ways, it's pretty annoying to deal with. As I said, split push or in your face with like a triple kill crit type of build. We saw, I've seen Zapman stream. He's been going, you know, pretty high damage and crit, kind of old school season 1 style, and it's been working pretty well because players just don't build as much defense. As I say that, did Athena just? Oh no, Athena was. Did Athena make it all the way to the last pick? Hold on.
Athena was last pick.
I just like, wait, there's an Athena.
Everybody that all the supports that could have been picked, normally, you know, within the first 6 last.
My jaw just dropped, so I was just like, Athena? What? Yeah, okay, so Collateral gets Athena as the last pick. That's probably one of the best supports. I mean, we've heard from several players. I mean, like Aurora was saying on, you know, high-res TV for the wonderful lessons of Smite. That was great. That Athena is probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest support in the game right now. But again, yeah, we'll see how it goes along. I mean, that's going to be a nice little combination of abilities, especially with that Guan Yu again. But we'll see how it goes as the timer has clicked 170. We are counting down into our first semifinals matchup, Refuse versus Slaughter Slugs, coming to you now. All right, and we're back with our first semifinals matchup. As I said, Refuse versus Slaughter Slugs. So everyone, I made a quick standings update. You can check it out in the chat. Exclamation point standings will link you to my Twitter, Freight Train X, and that will allow you to see a tweet I made with the graphical design of the current standings and see where everyone's at. Cheeky little triple bounce trying to come out by Fatal, not going to get anything off of there, but just deep wards being placed. Actually, really deep wards by Blue as well. They got like this, I feel like it's the Mighty Ducks B formation going on over here where these are at.
Yeah, it looks like they were just trying to catch out maybe when the rotations to the lane are coming. And it's
Hey, it is. I mean, it is what it is. Deep wards being placed. I mean, you see these typically in matches that you know are going to be a little bit closer. I mean, when teams that played each other, Refuse and Slaughter Slugs have definitely played each other. Collateral's been on Slugs for a while. Got a couple. I don't remember Formula 409 actually on the squad, but Panda Turtle, Shadow Chair, Collateral, Fatal, all these guys are teams, your players that you've heard of many times. Also on the other side, we got Refuse, Alternate leader in the way on the solo lane Osiris, who are also starting the mid camps. Don't want to fight into that Thanatos, so Cope is going to be able to run those pretty easily. Why try pretty much? I guess that's VV. And trying to make it into a W. A little cheekiness. Okay, so why try it? It's going to be running the Zeus in the mid lane, and Mort is the Kepri support. One glance will be the ADC on Apollo.
Coming out for Slaughter Slugs, like you said, we have Formula 409 coming out on the Guan Yu for that solo lane. Panda Turtle bringing the Thor into the jungle. Shadow Chair with that Isis in the mid lane. And Fatal and Collateral going to be going into that duo lane with Hu Yi and Athena.
So a little bit of early pressure coming out from the Athena Hui lane. Kind of, we'll see if this turns around. The Kepri is a very strong lane pusher, giving the protections and everything. We'll see how One Glance is able to handle all the clear that Fatal has available to him as kind of take a quick ride here and stay. I kind of want to see if they're going to do anything. Ooh, Kepri does miss his dash, so that's going to really eliminate any possibility of getting a first blood there early on. Other looks, we see Osiris kind of doing Osiris things.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what exactly this Thanatos is going to be doing, because he does have a red pot, and it's Thanatos, so I expect a lot of early game shenanigans coming out of him, but so far it's just kind of been the standard, I'm going to farm up.
Well, there's also, as I said, there's multiple types of Apollos. There's multiple types. Thanatos is one of the few gods that truly almost. There are certain builds that mathematically are obviously better, but Thanatos is truly one of those gods in the game that you can just build in the craziest ways. As we see Dirty Bubble build him very tanky, we see other players build him very offensively. Some build him hybrid, like we can do some like a hybrid build typically when he's played him. It's just one of the craziest characters because he's so effective with different builds, and it's rare to see that with a lot of characters.
And speaking of things that are rare to see, Formula 409 actually sitting really low on this health as the Guan Yu. Osiris getting the better of the matchup, forcing him under his lane and just clearing the minions for free.
Yeah, Ultron's going to be running this Osiris, which is pretty... the biggest thing about Osiris and something that I've learned in the solo lane a lot... Ooh, a little invade coming out here in the back. Harpies, Cope, BBY, eliminate Shadow Chair with the beautiful Death Scythe, an easy kill. Again, Red Pot, that's going to give him the money back. He is also level 5. They might try to gank this Guan Yu, but Formula 409 is pretty much half HP and sitting pretty with the heal and everything available. I don't really know if this is going to be successful. They're going to try it.
The ult comes down, and he's going to be able to pick it up. A nice swing from the last little bit, going to be able to kill the Guan Yu.
Yeah, it looks like the silence got it. It looks like the 3 did. I mean, that was a beautiful... I mean, he connected on ultimate, hit the 1, hit the Death Scythe, and then Ultron, and then able to sit there and get that kill. So 2 kills for Detonate. So it's looking kind of similar to what we saw the last game where Thor was taking over. We have another jungler taking over the game early on.
So one thing, this is kind of interesting to me. So first off, Zeus went Dynasty Plate Helm first pick, first build, first item, which last year, like throughout all of Season 2, like after that an item was introduced, it was never once bought. Nobody really liked it, but now the stats on it just looking really good.
Yeah, Cope got 4-man rotated on, so he'll lose his Red Pot, and just kind of like, again, as I said, that previous matchup where we saw Thor lose his after going 2-1. Cope ends up losing his going 2-1 as well, but he'll have enough money for full boots as he does. He'll be 2-1. It's kind of fine for Thanatos to lose that Red Pot. He did get the first 2 kills. Same scenario as last time as we've repeated. I mean, it's pretty much worth it if you get 2 kills with your Red Pot, and then you die, so...
Yeah, that first blood gold going to get away the deficit that he'd have if he had just died. And both camps actually going the way of Refuse. So Refuse leading the game slightly early. 1,000 gold, almost 1,000 experience.
So, yeah, why try over here on this Zeus, as you said, with this Dynasty Plate? It's a very cheap item. I think it ends up being 1,700. It's kind of like Ichabod. Ichabod is a great, mid-game item that gets you through the stages where you need to. Thanatos, again, on the right-hand side, wasn't even paying attention as he's just Formula 409 falls for the second time. Sitting here talking about the item over here, and, well, Cope is not having any of it. He just wants kills.
Yeah, playing that early game Thanatos, 4 minutes, he's got 3 kills. This is running really well, especially because
what you're supposed to do.
Getting him ahead, like, there's not much that they can do from behind with Thanatos.
So, yeah, I mean, going back, like you said, the stats are so great on it. It really helps out, especially Zeus, who's very immobile. If Thor dunks on him and spins the win, the protections, 30% protections early on is a lot, and he gets pen early. Not a lot of items other than boots really give you pen. So if he gets to this and he gets pen boots, he's sitting at a lot of pen, honestly, to start the game. So Zeus can do a lot of damage with this, as it looks like the mid lane fight. Ooh, Death Scythe, Panda Turtle, quarter HP, just gone.
Yeah, beautiful Death Scythe. Just all-around play coming out of Cope here on this Thanatos has been really good. And one interesting thing, actually, Athena ult going to be coming out as she goes over to the solo lane. Osiris going to be the target here. A lot of damage coming out from Guan Yu, and he's going to be able to pick up that kill. Just a nice return kill for the solo lane, try to get him back in this game.
Well, Ice's ultimate is actually going to get used, but no. Shadow Chair, a little bit of a misplay, I'm going to say, on Shadow Chair's part, just ulting right there. It's not a big deal to use the ultimate, but not even attacking. Like, any attacks in the ring, obviously, is what charges it. Didn't even bother auto-attacking to charge it up, so he didn't get that much of a heal off there. So I'll point that off as a slight little, all right, you could have been attacking at least the auto-attacking and charged it up a little bit. Oh, looks like Louis is going to get the same treatment that Guan Yu was, as Cope is going to be on the other side. And, ooh, triple bounce actually almost did the work. Oh, Ward is going to fall down here as Panda Turtle ults over, so at least they'll get a trade out here. Apollo is coming back into the mix, does miss the mez, but Collateral not going to be able to hit the taunt out either. So it looks like we're just going to go back to kind of farming the games. Slugs can still win this game, in my opinion, once Thanatos gets out of Thanatos land. And that's kind of going to be around the 15-20 minute mark, though. But they have to keep it close. And right now, how close do you think they need to keep this game in order to really win it?
Well, if they can pick up this kill on One Glance, that they're trying to do a beautiful double tap, but he didn't quite teleport to it, so One Glance is going to live. If they'd been able to get that, that might have been able to get them back in the game, get that Hu Yi, some of the farm back that he's been losing. And we actually do see a Refuse pushing down the mid lane tower as well, so they really just kind of need to be a bit more aware.
Needs are going to come out, so Try is now officially the target. With Purification down, 160 seconds, they're going to have this unlocked and understand that he has to be the target to kill as a...
It looks like the Harpies are going to get split between the two teams. Slaughter Slug's going to take on one as Refuse takes the other, and now the rotations are just going to kind of come around here. Now we're going to be watching just kind of a standard little bit of issues going on. The left Harpy is going to be going straight to Refuse, and it looks like Khepri might be looking for a bit of damage to go down onto Fatal over here, but Fatal being aware, going to get out of free.
Yeah, it should be caught up to that, so. Alright guys, and we are back. Apologies, we are right back into the action. 20 minutes and 40 seconds into the game as the cavalry charges get ready to come out. Ooh, I forgot to hit L for the slow-mo. That's not going to help as the big team fight in the mid lane continues right now. Team Refuse up big 17-6, and they're looking to push this and possibly end as Cope BBY is going to end up cleaning up one. He gets the double. One of the few characters able to get a pentakill pretty easily. Can he get the triple, but it will be stolen by Try.
It's going to be looking pretty bad for Slaughter Slugs here as it's 20-6 at the 20-minute mark, 21-minute mark. And they're still just looking to push down this mid lane. The Phoenix is going to be the next target. Isis is there to defend and Thor's there to defend, but will they be able to hold up?
You know, right now, this is just looking like Refuse is just taking the lead. We were catching up in the fast-forward action. There was a gold fear that got taken. Try is doing a ton of damage on the Zeus. 16k experience, 11k gold. It's right now not looking great for the Slugs at this point in time. Cope at 9-2-9 on the Thanatos, really leading the way strong. And now Zeus, Try kind of going with this build that the best was doing. We saw this versus Allegiance. The Eager game versus Allegiance, one of the first games of the SPL. This Breastplate of Valor Zeus, you know, with the Dynasty Helm, like it's working out well for him. I mean, he's doing a lot of damage, and he's able to sit there and keep up with, you know, the health department, or not health department, I should say, but just, you know, not dying, which is huge for Zeus.
And another really weird thing coming out for Refuse is that Apollo started with Masamune and then went into Ninja Tabi nonetheless. So his beginning, like, I mean, he got that 50 physical power and 10% movement speed just right off the bat, but matching up instead of going Transcendence like we've seen pretty much be the standard, throwing up a different item build, and it looks like he's going into Hasten Fatalis next.
Yeah, this is a really weird Apollo build. Not sure what I think about it exactly, but as I was saying with that Zeus, even though he's going a defensive route with the Breastplate of Valor and he's got a Dynasty Helm, which it's again, it's a transitional item. I mean, he's got over 100 physical protections right now, and he's leading the charts at 23,000 damage, pretty handily over his other solo lane partner in Ultron, though Cyrus right now. So he's kind of doing what he has to do, but One Glance just doesn't. Like, the game's being carried by Thanatos and Zeus so hard, I don't think One Glance's build really matters all that much. He's sitting at the bottom right now at 6,900. He's really not doing a lot. Eventually, we'll see what he does, actually. We're going to take a ride along with him as One Glance is getting ready to ult on top of nobody.
And he manages to just kind of decide at the last minute, okay, I'm not going to dive that deep. His team didn't look too ready to go in, although Thanatos making the rounds in the jungle. They're looking to get this tier 2 tower, and Osiris is split pushing over in the duo lane.
Well, Osiris has that ability since everyone else is on the right-hand side. Why not? I mean, versus Fatal, you'd think this should go well enough for the solo laner of Osiris, but he is a half HP. There goes the ultimate. The Suns will come down. Still a little less than half. There goes the sickle. Oh, there goes another slow. This might be trouble for Fatal as he does have the minions. No healing available. He ages out the ultimate, which is good, but he's not going to be able to stop the anti-healing. But Ultra is in trouble. Beads out the stun by Fatal. He knows what he's doing here. Can he get the bounce? Oh, Ricochet was not available when he made that play. He otherwise could have got something going off of the side wall right there. But Fatal showing, hey, 3 levels down, can still fight.
Absolutely, and we're going to be seeing that Refuse is going for this Fire Giant. They heard the teleport coming out from the Athena. They knew it was there, and now they're just waiting there, able to get that cleanly, no real fight from Slaughter Slugs.
Well, no real fight right there, as there was just too many members who Fatal just doing what he can on the left-hand side. Again, push back Ultron pretty much, and now was able to get a tier 1 tower. It looks like Ultron wants some more again. Osiris going to be sneaking around the backside. And if he can get the back, we'll see if they're fighting out again. This time, the tides are turned. Fatal's the one that's a little less than half HP, and now he's in trouble. Ricochet goes absolutely nowhere. Auto attacks mean nothing. Kofi misses the Death Scythe, but Ultron able to pretty much clean it up.
And now we're going to be looking over. It's really just kind of waiting for Refuse to decide that they want to take this Titan down. They all have Fire Giant. They've got one Phoenix down, one Phoenix open, and the dual lane still has 2 towers, which it looks like they're about to change that for themselves. The damage reduction going to come out from the Khepri going to be going on to the Osiris, and now they're just going to tank it and take this tier 1.
Well, I mean, this is kind of what Apollo's build, I think, is for. The Haste and Fatalities, the Ninja Tabis. I mean, all of this literally looks to be an attack speed build that is just meant for, like, structure damage type of deal, just to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage. Otherwise, really, again, when we look at the damage, he's only got 7,100. Khepri has 65, so, I mean, he's not really been involved in these fights. I'd like to see if I could take a quick peek at structure damage, though. Is there tower damage? Let's see. Apollo has 3,500. Yeah, well, actually, Zeus has a little bit more than him, so that's... I don't know. One Glance is doing his thing, though. I can't really complain when his team's winning.
Yeah, and, I mean, they've just taken 2 Phoenixes. They're going for the 3rd. Guan Yu pushed and got a tier 1 in the mid, but what does that mean is now we actually see Panda Turtle going to go down and just immediately get eviscerated by Y-Try, getting a double kill, and they're going to pick up Shadow Chair on the Cope there. And now Guan Yu, once again, just kind of sitting in a really bad position. 4 members of Refuse going to be taking him down, and they're turning their sights onto the Titan.
Yeah, they were just kind of beating that one out. It looked like a little bit Fatal going to try to do what he can. This is the Ricochet, not going to matter. Here comes 449, trying to survive. It looks like he'll end up falling. He won't fall, but the Chaos Titan does fall, and that's going to mean that Refuse moves on to the finals. Slaughter Slugs might be out. I don't know. They'll see. If they can win the 3rd place game, they'll have some points, and it's really going to be close to see if they can get into the top 4 this week. But the Slugs did play really good. I mean, 25-6 doesn't really read the name of the game, as Cope on that Thanatos really had his way early on and kind of really just turned the tide.